Welcome to the Trey Stewart program, solo ep. We're going to get right to it. I've got some very troubling news. Gen Z is having a moment. They're having a quarter-life crisis.
Gen Zers are experiencing what they're calling a quarter-life crisis, not midlife, quarter-life. And this stems from high living costs and being influenced into debt through social media. This comes as 63% of the generation claims they feel judged for how they spend, with 39% of that judgment coming from their own families, of course. Gen Z says schools are to blame for not setting them up, holy cow, with positive financial habits. It's not my fault.
They don't teach the real important things in schools, like how to balance a checkbook and how to spend your parents' money. These kids today have it too soft. You know, they got it too easy with their Wi-Fi and mental health days. Gen Z doesn't know what true hardships are. You want to know what hardship is? Try catching a Mewtwo without a Master Ball. Then talk to me about hard. How old are you?
25.
25? Oh, okay. So you're part of the problem.
Do you want me to talk into the mic?
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
Yeah, I am. This is hard for me to not take offense to.
Yeah. Well, see, you just don't know the value of hard work. You know, like Gen Z. How about you get off of TikTok and get in an assembly line?
In their 20s are facing double the costs for buying a house.
Right.
Millennials have $40,000 on average in debt from college. I mean, what do you say to this?
Well, I think it's a tragedy that in this country we have both had politicians, leaders who have made it their desire to get kids into college and then saddle them with debt. And on the other hand, a government that has encouraged all of that, that has sent all this money their way. But, you know, the quarter-life crisis, why do you have to view it as a crisis? So let's say you get to 25 and you got a fair bit of debt and your budget's tight. Why don't you view that as an opportunity to get things right?
That's a great point. Like, instead of viewing it as a problem, why don't you just view it as an opportunity to better yourself? I mean, debt, it builds character. Really? Like, how much debt do you have?
I have my student loan debt and a little bit of credit card debt.
See? And that's why you're a good person. Right now, Gen Z, I think it's just, they're a bunch of spoiled brats. I'm sorry, I know that's your generation, but you're one of the good ones. But everybody else, they just need to suck it up. You guys, you want to have your gluten-free cake and eat it too. But that's impossible, you know what I mean? Like, you're not going to live a life of luxury, right? Like eating 3 meals a day, being able to go to the doctor. Healthcare is a lot like respect. You have to earn it. I mean, I will say that it's kind of tough because right now it's double the price of what it used to be to buy a home. It doesn't seem fair that my grandparents were able to buy a home for a couple of strawberries and a firm handshake. So that's kind of bad. But let's check back in and see what they're saying.
Now that if you feel any stress, or heaven forbid, if you feel any judgment from anyone, it's their fault. When sometimes the judgment you're feeling or the stress you're feeling is an indication that you need to do something differently. And I wish we had, I actually think Gen Z is more resilient than this. I think the ones who haven't spent 4 years at a college that has taught them how to do nothing of use, I think the ones who have been out in the world actually know how to handle this. I actually think it's our most highly educated, deep into the fashionable degrees of this moment that are the ones who don't know how to deal with the fact that they've made a bad choice. And the answer is start making better choices.
Yeah,
And more
it is.
money.
I think that's,
You're gonna need more
pretty
money.
good. Yeah, start making better choices. You know, like everybody's out here talking about, you know, they want to make money, they want to make a livable wage. You know, I mean, go to Venezuela. I don't know what to tell people. Like this, America is about hardships. You know, I mean, you can't just have freedom and the ability to provide for your family. You know, I mean, if you wanted to be rich, you should have thought about that before you were poor. Something that millennials know. Speaking of millennials, there's a millennial running for mayor in New York City.
One is free bus service in New York City.
Yes, sir.
Could that actually work?
Absolutely. You know,
Break it down.
So I grew up in Morningside Heights. I would take the 1 train. We used to have the 9 train back then, but I would take the 1 train to 231st, get on the BX10 to go to Bronx Science. And I remember when I'd get off the 1 train, if I could still see the bus, even if it was 2 stops away, even if I had missed it, I knew I could catch up to it because that's how slow that bus was. I'd be slapping the back of the bus and I could get there in time. It was good for me. It's bad for New York City. You should not be able to catch that bus if you miss that bus, but the buses are so slow. So as a state assembly member, I won the first of its kind fare free bus pilot. We made 1 bus route free in every borough of New York City. And we secured $15 million to do so. and it showed that ridership went up by up to 38%. Assaults on bus drivers went down by 38.9%. And of the largest increase of riders came from New Yorkers making $28,000 a year or less. And this is critical because it's not just about economic access, it's also about public safety. It's also even about environmentalism, because we're seeing that 11% of the new riders, they were previously driving a car or taking a taxi. Now they're off the road, they're on public transit. And the cost of doing all of this is about $700 million a year. Now, that sounds significant, which it is, but just want to put it into context. We're talking about that in the context of a city budget that's about $113 billion a year. State budget, about $252 billion a year. There is money. The question is what we spend it on.
This is socialism, people. I hope you're ready for this. It's scary, all right? We need to stop this. We need to nip it in the bud. And I mean, you can't just provide free stuff. It's all about, they just want to give people free things. You can't do that. That's my biggest problem with these socialists, you know. They're talking about, free healthcare, free buses, free Palestine. Everything can't be free, all right? Somebody's got to pay for something. There's no such thing as a free lunch. Every time a poor kid gets a free lunch, that's one less trip to space for Katy Perry. I'm just gonna let you think about that for a second. It's called priorities, people. Do you want to live in a world where Katy Perry can't go to space, Val?
No.
That's exactly right.
It's so motivating.
But the question is New York ready for a socialist millennial? I like one of those things. Yeah, I'm not so happy about the socialist part, but I think, why not give millennials a chance to ruin things? Baby boomers have had decades to ruin the country, and I think now it's time that a millennial gets a crack at it. I mean, they've been ruining it for years. It's our turn now. A lot of the problems in America stems from old people just not dying. They're living too long. It's weird how long old people are living, especially after a global pandemic specifically designed to kill old people. You know, when I knew COVID wasn't shit is when Biden got it and it survived. That's when I was like, well, why did we shut everything down? It's like, what's going on?
So long, we have had political leadership, including in the Democratic Party, that has just wanted to play it safe, that has just wanted to be neutral, where so many people are motivated by their own individual political careers. And I cannot tell you how shocked I have been to see so many of the individuals who called on Andrew Cuomo to resign in disgrace after so many details of harassment against women, and for those same people who called on him to resign to stand behind him and endorse him for mayor of New York City.
We all agree Cuomo is the people's predator. That's what the people want, all right? It's not like it's not like we haven't voted for a predator before, all right? In fact, that kind of makes him kind of cool a little bit. You know, the only thing Cuomo is guilty of is being Italian. Let's be honest. Let's be real, right? I mean, what are you?
Venezuelan.
Okay, all right. Oh, yeah. Oh, so you know a thing or two about socialism, huh?
Yeah, I do.
What are your thoughts on it?
I mean, it's fun when it lasts.
Yeah, it is. But I don't like AOC, man, because she's coming at the oligarchs. She's coming at the establishment. And pretty much what they're doing is they're trying to throw the establishment under the bus and then make that bus free. And I won't stand for it. There's a guy that just got brought back. He was deported, wasn't supposed to be deported, and then he just came back. Yeah.
And green card holder Mahmood Khalil has been released. Cameras were there just moments after he left the detention facility where he'd been held for more than 100 days. He had this to say.
Justice prevailed, but it's long, very long overdue, and this shouldn't have taken 3 months. The hundreds of men who I left behind me shouldn't be there in the first place. The Trump administration are doing their best to dehumanize everyone here. Whether you are a U.S. citizen, an immigrant, or just a person on this land, doesn't mean that you are less of a human.
Khalil was detained on March 8th at his apartment building in Manhattan over his participation in the pro-Palestinian demonstrations. During that time, his wife gave birth to their first son. The Trump administration has argued non-citizens who participate in demonstrations like the ones on Columbia University's campus should be expelled from the country, as it considers their views anti-Semitic. His lawyers say the Trump administration is simply trying to crack down on free speech. The judge noted Khalil has no criminal record, and the government has put forward no evidence to suggest he's been involved in violence or property destruction.
This guy spoke out against Israel and then got deported. And everybody's like, oh, free speech, yes, free speech. People don't understand free speech is only for white people. You can't just go around criticizing whoever you want. You gotta, if you're over here, you are a guest, right? And no one knows that better than Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Values and engage with those values. Here's Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I just think the world of the great kind of a history that we have with immigrants in America. But the key thing also is at the same time that we got to do things legal. That is the important thing, So you got to do things legal. And those people that are doing illegal things in America and that are foreigners, they are not smart. Because when you come to America, you're a guest. And you have to behave like a guest.
That's right.
Like when I go to someone's house and I'm a guest, then I will do everything I can. Keep things clean and to make my bed.
Oh, look at the hand.
Do everything that is the right thing to do rather than committing a crime or being abusive or something like that. So that doesn't really work in this country. So I think the important thing is when you become an immigrant, to think about, okay, I go to America because I want to use America for the great opportunities that America has in education, in jobs, creating a family, all of those kind of things. Then you have to think about, okay, if I get all of those things from America, then I have to give something back. But you have a responsibility as an immigrant to give back to America and to pay back to America and to go and do something for your community for no money whatsoever. Give something back to after-school programs, Special Olympics, or whatever.
That's right. Look at that. I agree with the Terminator. You can't just come over here and start criticizing people, especially Israel. They are like our best friend, all right? And buddies don't criticize other buddies. We have to let them do. We have to stand by them no matter what. And especially if you're a guest, that's like if I went over to your house, you invited me over. No, that's like if you didn't invite me over, I just showed up and then started criticizing Netanyahu. You'd kick me out. As well you should. Netanyahu can do no wrong. I support Jews. How do you feel about Jews, Val?
I love everybody.
Interesting. What do you think about Palestinians?
Love everybody.
Ooh, I don't know about that. I think I think Palestinians deserve to get bombed. Honestly. And hey, listen, man, sue me. All right. That's my stance. All right. Netanyahu, he's just doing what you got to do. Everybody knows sometimes the right thing to do is bomb poor brown people. It's an unavoidable part of life. You know who knew this? Obama.
Yeah.
Obama knew this. Obama deported a lot of people. He bombed brown people. But you know what? No one was mad at Obama because he did it with style.
Facts.
That they're justified in feeling frustrated because this administration, the Bush administration, has done nothing to control the problem that we have. We've had 5 million undocumented workers come over the borders since George Bush took office. It has become an extraordinary problem. And the reason the American people are concerned is because they are seeing their own economic position slip away. And oftentimes, employers are exploiting these undocumented workers. They're not paying the minimum wage. They're not observing worker safety laws. And so what we have to do is create a comprehensive solution to the problem. Now, I have already stated that as president, I will make sure that we finally have the kind of border security that we need. That's step number one. Step number two is to take on employers. Right now, an employer has more of a chance of getting hit by lightning than be prosecuted for hiring an undocumented worker. That has to change. They have to be held accountable. And when we do those things, I believe that we can take the undocumented workers, the illegal aliens who are here, get them out of the shadows, make sure that they are subject to a stiff penalty, make sure that they're learning English, make sure that they go to the back of the line so they're not getting an advantage over people who...
So first of all, I'd vote for that guy. Where's that guy? You know what I mean? It's like he's just talking like it is. But that's the thing with Obama is that he was really good at saying what he had to say. But I think that shows you that Americans don't really mind deportations as long as you're chill about it. You know, if you can do the Dougie while you're deporting immigrants, I think Trump's biggest crime is having no chill. I think we can all agree, right? And that's why people are rioting. It's not because of the deportations. It's mostly because of the chill. He's not vibing. You got to vibe. Like all these, I don't understand the riots though. Like, well, I don't know how I feel about it because on the one hand, I'm against ICE deporting people who are here legally. I'm against that. But on the other hand, I could really use a new pair of Jordans. So,
What's the connection?
rioting, looting. It's like, you see these people out here looting stores, iPhones. I need a new iPhone. Don't you love that when people, have you seen this? Should we look it up? Let's look up some riots. The rhetoric on both sides is crazy because the people who act like that's okay, that's not right. But at the same time, when Trump comes out and says stuff like, I think he said something like, if you spit, we will hit, which is like a fascist Dr. Seuss. It's like, why you need to rhyme. We will deport you over here. We will deport you over there. We will deport you with fake hair. It's like, all right, green eggs and ham. Ass nigga. Without illegal immigrants, who's going to vote for Democrats? I think there's a strong chance that these ICE raids are just brilliant marketing for the movie Superman. What is Superman but the world's favorite illegal alien? I think that's... Superman shows us that it's okay to be an illegal alien as long as you're white. And I want to end with a list of people that we should deport because I don't think we should start deporting people who are here legally or illegally, but they're following the rules. They should be fine. There's a bunch of other people we should deport. Here's a list of people we should deport first. Number 1, people who use the phrase holding space. I think we should hold space for them in Guantanamo Bay. Number 2, guys who say we're pregnant. They are not our best. We get rid of that. Number 3, people who don't use the turning signal. Get out of here. Number 4, the nigga who stole my bike. Fuck that guy. And number 5, Mike Pence. Thank you so much for joining us. If you're a patriot, please like and subscribe.